Welcome back for more Elden Ring, ladies and gents. Hope you're doing well. My name is Lewis, aka Manyouaman here. So today in this episode, we're finally gonna storm through, rush through, siege through Stormveil Castle, and this is going to be a great episode of me showing how I finally clicked. How I finally clicked on the game and got used to the mechanics, the button especially, and that's still a little bit way off, but I'm getting better. And how I am getting to know how the enemies react. And this Stormveil Castle is difficult. It's difficult. There's a lot of enemies, a lot of different types of enemy I've never seen before, and you just don't know where the placement is because I'm playing this game fresh. And this is the good thing about playing this game fresh, because I have no idea where enemies are, so I can't predict what's gonna happen next. And you can see the first half of the video are dying a lot of stupid death, and then trying to rush things through and trying to be a little bit aggressive or too cautious. And then the second half video, you can see that I'm starting to get it and starting to like be more tactical and move at the same pace as the enemy. So yeah, just striking that right balance. So also in this video, it's gonna be done a little bit differently. So this is a post commentary video, so me talking to you right now is way ahead in the future now. I recorded this, a long time ago, and put it together, and this is just me way in the future talking how I felt, like how I was when I was playing the game, because I can't do live commentary for all the time, otherwise I would be talking nonsense and just a lot of riding around, exploring Limgrave and just enjoying it. So I'm taking that to my own time. There will be live commentary when I'm getting to bigger area, where I would or defeating like bigger bosses. I will be live commentarying that as well. So there will be some episode live commentary, some episode post commentary. So yeah. With that being said, let's crack on with rushing through Stormveil Castle. Let's go. Right, so walking up the castle gate from the market site of grace, and there's the gate is closed. So I went into this little room, and there's this fella just want to talk to me, shady fella, by the way he looks, and he was like, "You Tarnished, aren't you?"
The main gate into the castle.
So it's giving us advice, it's giving us a good tips, like, don't go head on the castle, you'll die. Go to this side way.
The guards don't know about it. You'll breach the castle undetected.
He's a tall fella too.
Yes, that's the spirit. You're just the kind of Tarnished that I like. I pray for your success.
So it's the first time we met, and he's already saying all these good stuff. So it making me a little bit, uncomfortable, and not monstrosity ahead, and all these messages that I see, I'm just like, nah, there's no way he's good. But I thought I trust him a little bit at the moment, because what I'm thinking right now is that okay, he's gonna like kick me down the pit, and then there'll be like shitloads of like enemies or whatever. But we will see whether or not he's lying or not, So just admiring the scenery of the castle, and this is where also the jumping ability is starting to show, and it is added into the core gameplay of Elden Ring, instead of being a complementary function, which it is, but they didn't just add it in this function and then just leave it and don't design the map accordingly. And that's what From Software do very well, and their map design is incredible. These birds, so these are the Stormhogs, they are visceral, they are insanely good. You can see how one attack and basically got 1/3 of my health down. So I'm still using my Samurai Bro, still my Uchitana, still my my brush shield that I got from one of the best shield in the game. Even now I have 40 plus hours into the Elden Ring, I would say that it's still one of the best shield in the game. So I'm having a little bit of struggles here. The Stormveil just moving way too quick, and so I thought, let's bring out the trusty bow and arrow and let's see if I can just shoot it down. And it worked pretty well. And it's important for this Stormhog feathers is because they give you better arrows. Basically, you can craft better arrow from it. So yeah, I died there from this bird just come out of nowhere and just absolutely stormed me. So round 2 with these birds. Round 2, just the same as round 1 really. Now I know their moveset, their movement, then I can predict when to release that arrow, and yeah, it can be difficult, but once you know how the enemy moves, you often will triumph. So got a Sight of Grace and the summon point there, and this is where I'm breaching into Stormveil Castle. Again, new enemies, I don't know what they do. Obviously I know that they call a signal to get everyone there, and look at the amount of projectiles and everything swinging. Sword swinging, projectiles, bombs. I couldn't believe it. I'm just like, wait, are these the stock enemy in this one? It is indeed. So getting through those 3 guys, you come into this room full of barrows that you just know that they're gonna throw bombs at it and then just go boom. So I'm taking the patient, getting out my bow and arrow again and trying to take down, the enemy one by one. That's the good stuff. Bow and arrow, trusty. If I didn't miss. And this kind of first-person viewpoint shooting, it's been there since Dark Souls 1 and is a good addition. So fighting my way through to this little room, I opened it and I'm just like, it's a bit shady because I'm seeing a lot of blood piles, meaning that other players have died here. Remember that laugh, ladies and gents? Remember that laugh. So there's a knight here. I'm shitting myself. It's too dark. I can't see shit. I'm on the back foot. I'm trying to use my overhead attack, which I did, and it did a lot of damage, but it just has too much poise. So this is where I'm just like, okay, right, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna hopefully do better. So glowstone is really good because there are areas in the game that are genuinely very dark. So I managed to, because I have the torch, but I want the shield as well because I know there's a difficult enemy here. So with the glowstone, now I know where he is and I can backstab him. Same damage dealt like my overhand attack. Didn't have a follow-up, wasn't good with that. I was trying to parry him, but I don't know why. I was trying to parry him, but I know that my shield can't parry. Yeah, you can see that I'm going right in front of him, and I was trying to parry, but then I'm just like, oh wait, I can't parry with this shield. I don't. Again, it just the mindset of me not getting used to the game just yet. So round 3. Round 3, get the souls, get out of there, backstab him, and kind of just rethink the strategy a little bit. And this is where I'm starting to go a little bit cheeky. And sometimes an enemy that is too tough for you at the beginning, that you need to cheese, because so all of those slam that he did is like his sword out. So I'm trying to be cheeky and see, okay, he's obviously can't get out of the room. What can I do? I can't shoot him because he got a shield. And I died again. And I died again. The stock enemy. Like I told you at the beginning, I keep dying. I just keep dying, ladies and gents. And I was like, sod it. Like, this area is obviously too tough for me. So I ended up trying to explore a little bit more places. And, you know, because I learned about, this is where I learned about the maps. Like, what do they look like in the little icon on the map. So you can see where to get all these map pieces. So I thought, sod it, I'm just going to grab some map pieces. So I went back to this kind of Weeping Peninsula, I think it's called. And this is where it leads to one of the castle. I can't remember what the castle called. And I'm just trying to explore a little bit to get my confidence back. Because the way that those guys killed me so quickly, I'm just like, mate. Like, I need to, you know, back off and explore a little bit. And then go again, you know, and hopefully picking up some good items that I can go again. So at the moment I have limited amount of arrows, but later on you will see me buying bulk of it and having some in stock in my chest. So I made the waypoint. There's a castle right there, as you can see. That's why it's like, it's so good from software. You can see where you're going. It doesn't have a, you know, the typical RPG sandbox kind of waypoint, like go there, go there. No, it doesn't. It just have point of interest. This is a massive building. It looks interesting. Let's make my way towards it. And you explore different places, and that's why Elden Ring is so good. I piss off this bear, man. He got me all flustered. He got me all shocked and confused, and I've tried to run away, but I was crouching. So at this point, my buttons are still all over the place.
Is anybody there?
So this royal needed a little bit of a help, and you know, he's been shouting over the bridge when I was killing one of the lesser enemy down below, and his dialogue just keep repeating. So I managed to find him eventually up above. So he's the royalty, one of the dude from one of the forts.
Might have heard of me.
Kenneth Height.
Next in line is the rightful ruler of Limgrave, young Tarnished. I would have a boon of you. I want you to take back my fort. It lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. A knight commander from Stormveil took it. A fool, and plumb mad to boot.
So it's really good to kind of speak to these NPC and they give you like a waypoint, like an idea of a side quest. Like in typical sandbox RPG, there will be like a quest started, Kenneth Height, take back for whatever. But it's these kind of things that you kind of need to write down and note down, because I regret a little bit not writing it down, because I'm not going to the wiki and looking at the games at the moment, especially not the quests, not the bosses. Even though I've seen like a few of the screenshot on Twitter and stuff like that, spoiling that a little bit for myself. But for all these side quests and stuff like that, you really need to get a pen and paper and say, Kenneth Height, where is he? What does he want? Where does he want me to go? And then you explore. And I did eventually get there, and that is in episode 4, where we take back his fort. And it ended up being a very resourceful area as well.
Only to lick her boots rather than die like a man.
So he also tell you a little bit background of the story behind it. You know, the knights, Gothric, what are their involvement.
Feel sorry for the chap.
And he wanted to be a ruler, and he said he's the rightful heir of the ruler of Limgrave. So who knows? So because I picked up the map fragment, I opened up the map a little bit. So I opened up the one at the bottom, and then on the right hand side as well, I also opened that. I didn't show it on on the screen, on the video, because it's usually just me charging it to the mag fragment and picking it up. So rewind back to the castle. This is you know I remember talking about the big boom earlier. That happened because I was rushing it. I actually really like the glowstone. I know 95% of players will not have ever used these glowstone, but I'm trying to use a little bit more item this time. Have I fulfilled that, you know, using a little bit more items? No, I still a lot of items, a lot of consumable that can help me in fights. A lot of them I'm still not using. It's just one of those things, really. Like maybe before a boss, buff yourself, that kind of thing. I need to do more. Nice. So I cheesed the knight a little bit. I got him stuck on the door, and I started using my overhand attack through the wall. You know, if it's gonna be a bug, it's gonna be, well, it's not a bug, but it could be, because, you know, I'm still not getting bounce back on my sword. And to be honest, they have really reduced that, you know, because whenever you hit the wall in Dark Souls 1, you're instantly, you don't do the full attack, you just get bounced. And they reduced that a lot in Dark Souls 1, no, Dark Souls 3 to Elden Ring and Bloodborne and Sekiro. So this is just, you know, moving ahead. I got one of the curved sword talismans earlier after defeating the knight. Not really that useful, to be honest. It's an area that we can drop down, and that's why the messages are great. You know, you see the messages and then be like, well, sometimes obviously they're trolling. 80% of the time it will be trolling you, saying, oh, there's a hidden path here, but it's not actually, and then you hit the wall and you look like a fool. Or people will be like, hey, try jumping. And then you jump and then you die. So you need to go through with your own senses. Not everyone are messages are trying to help you. And yeah, so you need to take it to your own thing. So you see a message there, you see enemies there, so you know you can drop down there, because otherwise there's no way to drop down and get that item. And this is where you usually do your plunging attack, but unfortunately they have taken that out of the game. He really killed me, to be fair. And I thought I'd just look at the sky like he was looking, and then this dude throw a firebomb at me, and that was that. Those little fire torches is annoying, but this is where the funny moment happened. Oh man. Yeah, I literally just jumped on the ladder because I got my button all mixed up. So triangle is now the action button instead of cross, because it used to be cross, that is the action button, the prompt button that you do everything with. And I'll just fall down on here as well. I'm just falling down places. This is what I'm saying about not getting used to the game. Like, I don't know the area, I don't know the enemy, I don't know what. Like, I'm already done a lot of damage to that knight. I should have just gone in aggressively, but I don't know what the moveset is. So in here I'm trying to, you know, take a little bit of health first and try to get him. It ended up being you know, these are stock enemy, so they respawn every time you die, every time you sit on the site of grace. I tried to backstab him, but I keep doing the animation of, you know, stabbing him in the back, but not doing the proper animation like this one. But what I was saying earlier is that, you know, I'm not used to the places just yet. So it's just getting to know how they fight, getting to know all these stock enemy, how they react. And this guy just keep bloody kicking me. And then, because I think I do decent enough damage. Again, just knowing when to fall back and when to actually fight. Look at this, there's like 4 or 5 people that he called on. There's 4 of them. And all these guys can do the little wing attack, like that one. The wind attack, I should say. And there's just no... I'm just getting ganged. Like, I don't know where the area is. I don't want to drop down there, because I know I could probably fall to my death. So... it's difficult, mate. This is where... This is the period of Stormveil Castle that... is becoming harder and harder. With all these enemies I've never seen before, and my level aren't exactly great. He pushed me out again. You know, I was having a good fight. You know, I was having a confident fight, and then he pushed me out down the lift, and he died too. Yeah, so you can see sequence of death for me at the moment, because at this point I was getting so frustrated, and so frustrated enough for me, I'm just like, that's a good wind attack. So frustrated that I'm just like, I'm not enjoying this game. No matter what I do, no matter how I approach, I seem to just get boomed to death like this. But then I slow down. You know, I slow down. I remember Elden Ring. What is it all about, Elden Ring? It's about trial and error. A From Software game, Dark Souls game, Soulspawn, Sekiro, all these games. It's all about trial and error. Getting that core mechanics and being in one speed with the enemy is essential to... I finally found the Site of Grace. I was so happy then. But it's essential to find that balance of aggression and being too defensive, too conservative. And it is important to find that balance at the start, especially when you first play through, because you don't know where the enemy placement are. You don't know if you're over level or under level, because you always want to be over level to a place, obviously, for a game like Dark Souls as well. So then you can kind of breeze through all the stock enemy in the game, spawn enemy in the game, and you know, get to the boss. And the boss might be a little bit challenging, but most of the time there will be a Site of Grace next to the boss room nowadays. So yeah, you just need to start getting it. And this is where I just got really frustrated. I was just like, I'm not having fun with the game. But I didn't throw off the controller and say, no, this is a shit game. No, I carried on. I had the same feeling for the entire Sekiro game, by the way. For the entire Sekiro, I wasn't really enjoying it until I went back to it last year, and when I was going for the platinum and trying to defeat the end boss. The end boss basically quit me. It was so hard that I don't want to try again, and I just quit the game. And went back after like three years in the game, because it came out 2018, I think, and I defeated him, and I'm just like, damn, that feel good, because I found that norm, I found that balance. And when I was playing New Game Plus 1, New Game Plus 2, I just got used to the mechanics, and I really enjoy Sekiro. So whatever I was thinking back then, because I was thinking Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 came out 2016, and then I'm just like, oh, this is one of my favorite game of all time. The mechanics are so different compared to Sekiro. It's just, it's too much. It's too much of a difference for me. But going in with a head fresh of ideas and knowing how Sekiro works, I managed to find that balance, and I really enjoy the game. And it's exactly the same for Elden Ring here. But of course, a little bit quicker for me to get used to, because mechanically it's still very similar to Dark Souls. It just there is the the fresh element. You know, you're fresh to the game, you don't know where everything is, what everything does, and therefore you are genuinely trying to be a little bit cautious with taking stuff, you know. So yeah, just exploring the castle, you find all these cool little bits, the claw talisman, after my little rant. So yeah, this kind of section, slippage of cutscenes, well not cutscenes, it's a slippage of clips. I want to show like the amazing element of adding in the jump functionality into the game, because I was jumping around all these rooftops, all these edges, and one place to another to grab all these items. And because a massive thanks to people who leave messages, knowing that you can actually do that now. That's something that you need to get used to, jumping around places. Another message saying, you know, try range battles. So again, try range battles, and that's why I got the bow and arrow to begin with. So let's speed things up. So this is all just, you know, just making sure that bow and arrow, the ability to craft arrows as well, that's really good. I really like that crafting ability. I don't know how many people will actually use it often, but hopefully they'll utilize it enough that From Software may want to put it in the next game, whatever game they do. So it is a little bit cheesing to use range, but sometimes you do what you gotta do, because if you try to go head on at the enemy all time without knowing how many enemies are there, and without knowing how many what the area looks like, you're going heads on, you're just gonna use up your flask so quickly. I'm just like, I don't know that area, so I don't know if it's connected to anything, so that's why I'm just like, okay, let's try to kill the dogs. Obviously there are some good items there. So yeah, bow and arrow. Like at the first episode of Elden Ring, like I said, bow and arrow is really good to provide that range, medium to long range ability, and yeah. And that's what I'm utilizing now. I saw that knight and I'm just like, hell no, let me get this chest first. Mimic fail. Never used it. Like I said, I'm about 40-50 hours into the game. Never used it. So it is what it is sometimes. So you can see that I'm approaching to each room a little bit more careful now. I'm looking into the room and see what's the enemy. You know, what's the enemy? Oh, these guys. Okay, I dealt with them before. I know how to deal with them. So then I walk up confidently, not trying to trigger everyone, and just kill them as quickly as possible. Again, I'm looking down, absorbing the area and seeing, okay, what kinds of enemies are there. Okay, these guys are easy. Let me kill them. So yeah, it just I can. This is the part where I'm starting to play a little bit better. You know, don't aggro that boss. I'm swinging the camera all the time to see, okay, what are the areas like, and what are the enemies, where are the spawns and stuff like that. So I'm creating more arrows just in case I can range battle him. And to be honest, perhaps I should. This is where I'm just trying to like lure him to the area that I know, in this kitchen diner area, and then we can fight here, because I thought, okay, this is a pretty spacious area. This is a crazy shadow attack, and yeah, and then he just go crazy, and I don't know his moveset. I'm not doing too much damage, because a lot of the time I'm trying to just do a one swing and see how much health he has and how much attack damage I'm doing to it. And that I think was a little bit too difficult for me. I thought that was a boss room, to be honest, but it wasn't. It was just some secret room that we will go back to later. So yeah, I didn't do too good at the damage, and obviously I don't know his move. And at this point I got 4,700 souls of ruins, so I'm just like, okay, I can level up at least a couple of times, so I don't want to lose my ruins, and so therefore I decided to just escape, just run. He's too good for me, just run, level up, because otherwise I die. I can level up once, but I think I pop some ruins afterwards. So sometimes, like, you know, running away is a good strategy, because if you die, you lose your runes, and if you can't grab it, all those 4,700 souls or 10 grand or 20 grand or however many is gone. So we can't level up. You can't level up, and leveling up at the start of the game is so important, because like I said, if you don't get overpowered at an area, especially early on when your sword isn't as good, when you don't have that many flasks, you want to maximize your level a bit, you know, increase your health, increase your dexterity or strength to increase the attack, or if you're a mage, increase the faith or intelligence. If you don't make the early starting area easier for you, then you're just gonna end up struggling a lot, and obviously when you struggle, you don't go anywhere for a while. You're starting to not enjoy the game, and in some part it's like how I felt. I felt underpowered. I felt all these enemies are really good, but now you can see that I'm bringing the fight into them, right? That's me running back to the room. Know that I can take them one at a time. Two at a time, I'll end up using a lot of flasks, and I just keep bloody missing. The log-on is not very good. The log-on doesn't track the movement, so it will shoot when the last movement is. So the lock-on while the enemies are moving, or even just strafing left and right slowly, are not great at all. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, so like the complexity of the game is already hard enough, so you really do need to just plan all your encounters accordingly. And you can see that I found a method to kill the Stormbird, which is the guard break. Hit my shield, R2, do the guard breaks. I don't use that too many times, because it really depending on the enemy style, whether or not they follow up with another attack. Because if they follow up with another attack, not finishing their combo, and you try to do guard break, you're just gonna get hit. So that's why I don't really use it too much. But it is a good addition though, and I really should. I'm not encouraging you not to use it, I'm encouraging you to use it. Don't be a dum-dum like me. So this is what I'm saying about the motion. Even just slowly walking, the log-on on the bow and arrow doesn't track very well. So this, I'm making a big boo-boo here. I don't have any flasks. I know I don't have flasks. That's why I was staying on the ladder, to try to use the ladder trick to cheese him a little bit, which I did, you know. I got the arrow down and he just quickly came down. I don't do a lot of damage at all. 58, measly 58 damage. That's all I do. Wow, I said I realized I don't have flask. Maybe that's in hindsight. So this is what I'm trying to run. I got 3,530 runes. I know that with a little bit of help, I can level up again. There's no point just wasting your life away. So this is why I'm just like, okay, I'm fleeing again. I'm trying to run. Obviously, I don't have enough health to fight this knight, so I'm just like, see you later. So this is unfortunately is one of the early game cheese. I don't do too many now, but you know, just this time my arrow works. It didn't work on the knight in a very dark room at the beginning, but it worked on this dude. So this is also the boss enemy that we saw at the beginning of the game in the tutorial. So we kind of getting a little bit of revenge right now, and finally the arrow struck him. Not bad amount of souls, 1,000. But exploring the room a little bit. This is the dog's room. So I was on the balcony above before. Like, it's incredible, man. All the level designs. You know. The thing is, like, I walk into this room, I'm just like, it's this room. And then I'm just like, okay, so I know there's 2 dogs here. So these dogs are vicious. They probably kill me so many times. Utilizing the guard break will stun them immediately for a small enemy, and you know, that's a good thing. So yeah, it just, you know, I don't I know what the rooms are like, so then that's how I become better and better at the game. So grabbing a lot of items in this area after killing all the enemies and stuff like that, and again just going into the room, observing and see what's going on, you know, running up. It's so dark in this game, you know, some of the things in this game is so dark and you can't see crap, which is a good thing, you know. Obviously it brings in some mysterious, well, just making you a little bit nervous, doesn't it? So it's only one dude, and it giving you arrows, so it's basically telling you use range attack, because you can see all these message, be wary of groups, and I can see already like there's 4 people in front of me, so I know that, okay, I just need to use my bow and arrow to kind of defeat them. My bow and arrow does do fair amount of damage as well, you know, at the early going. I don't know what those mounted weapons do. I don't know if it's gonna fire. It ended up being a flame thrower instead of anything that is projectile. So I thought it's gonna like shoot a cannon at me and stuff like that. So that's why I was even more cautious. This is where we're having a little bit of a shooting battle. Medieval Call of Duty. This is. If Call of Duty go medieval, this is what it's going to look like. Strafing left and right. First person view, arrow. That's exactly what it looks like. If Call of Duty ever do a medieval bow and arrow game. So skipping all the, you know, boring bow and arrow shooting and cheesing, I decided to go out because I don't know. These enemies I can deal with, you know, I know I can deal with these enemies now. I'm used to them, I'm getting better at the game, I'm more confident. So I want to see how many enemies are there in this big wide area, and it ended up being quite a lot. You know, you see how my camera panning over to see, okay, are there any more enemy that can use range at me? How many are there? Any big enemy? Any knights hiding around? So just trying to observe the area a lot more every time I go in, instead of just barging in without thinking otherwise. And knowing what type of enemy are there is also useful. So this is basically the castle front gate. So if you go into the front gate at the beginning of the video, before talking to the dude, he will open the gate for you, and you're basically gonna go through stairs and stairs of enemies, and with all those projectiles, proper arrow projectiles and flamethrower projectiles, crossbowmen, knights and all the other soldiers. You can't destroy the mountain weapon. So yeah, so it's a lot to deal with. If you do go head in the front gate, but we didn't. So we used the side path like the other dude said, and it's been pretty good. And this is where I just, you know, thought let's farm some more souls. Let's see how good it is, and that's it. And I know there's 3 of them. I kill one of them, back off, get the other one to me, and this is like where is kind of OG Dark Souls kind of tactics. Lure one of them to an area that you can fight, hopefully big area, not a, like small alley, and then you lure one, you kill them, you lure one, you kill them, and then that's it. You know, job done. So continue to walk down, be wary of projectiles, and he was right. I don't know how that explosive didn't kill me, but with 8 grand of souls, I know I can level up at least twice. So I'm just like, hell nah. I'm backing off, I'm backing out. But because I dealt with the enemy in this area, I want to explore. You know, I want to explore a little bit. I don't have a lot of health, but I know that I can deal with these guys confidently. So spending some time to explore, making sure that it is just empty. Nice. So the overhead attack, if you don't have focus point, you still do decent amount of damage, but you do not stagger the enemy. It's almost like if you don't have focus point, you use it reduces the damage by about 1/3. So I alerted that big dude. You know, he kicked me a couple of times. He's swinging his sword. He tried to punch me here. I'm just like, mate, he hits hard. So I don't have any Estus. I don't have any flowers. So I'm like, let's go. Let's go and let's put some point onto leveling up. This is key. This is key. And we're coming back to this statue here. I thought it looks like, you know, the smoke looks like the smoke from back in the day when in Dark Souls 1 when you need to boss battle, go into a boss battle. It's exactly the same color of smoke, but it wasn't it. It is basically an item room, a valuable item room. So the whetstone knife, iron whetstone with a cipher engrave can be used as a whetstone knife. So this basically applies different ashes of war into your weapon. So you need to get that weapon first, or get that item first, and then you can apply different ashes of war into your weapon. So that dagger is actually quite good. It's 140 critical. So whatever your base attack is, when you backstab someone, when you parry someone and use the dagger, it add an additional 40% of damage. It's insane. Because backstab and you know, critical attack does double the damage anyway, because that's why it's 100. So 140, that's insane. That's really good. So you're seeing what I mean about the whole confidence thing. I was getting more confidence, using the right attack, shielding at the right time. You know, it caught me with the little special attack, but in general, just you know, sneaking up behind him, doing the critical, doing the overhead attack, run back to an area that you're familiar with, and that's just a sign of me getting better. It really is just getting better, dying less. For the first 20 minutes of the video, I was dying a lot, non-stop. And I was about to throw down the controller and be like, I'm sick of this game. But I didn't. You know, I stuck with it, and I'm having a lot of fun now. Now, this is the weird bit. You know, I know I can't take on both of them at the same time, so I'll keep running back. Hopefully I can pull one of them to a room that I know, and I can, you know, fight them one-on-one. And, you know, almost got that guy. And then I saw the flame torch guys coming, so I'm just like, fuck, I need to run again. So keep running. Try to not de-aggro. De-aggro's one of the enemy, and this is they turn invisible. It caught me off guard because I don't have any flaws, and I almost killed that dude. So I'm just like, okay, this is weird. So I ended up killing him, and then they just disappear. They just disappear, and then they reappear again. I'm just like, I'm so confused. I'm just like, wait. Because when they disappear, I thought, maybe the game is bugged and that's it. They disappear from the game. Hell nah. So I think what it is because I tether them to a very far distance, so they disappear from the game because they have an area of effects, the area of spawn, and I think they went outside that area of spawn, so that's why they disappear, but they still alive. It didn't kill them, so that was really weird. That's why I included it in there. Not only it was the first time to kill those two, but it was just really weird. Almost cost me my run as well. So going back to this church, I didn't get a good talk to the other guy. So there's no bloodstains or anything like that. Messages saying friends ahead, friends ahead. I do remember this guy being like, okay, this guy is friendly.
The pleasure's mine.
He wasn't gonna deck me. Regen.
You might have guessed.
So sorcerer doesn't make any difference to my gameplay, because I'm not doing a sorcery build. I will eventually get some incarnations, which is the combination of miracle and pyromancies in the Dark Souls game. Cool little church that he's staying in there.
I take it. The guidance of grace. Well, enjoy it while you can. I'm tarnished, like you.
Tarnished.
Unlike you, I've seen.
So we're not the only tarnished in the world of Elden Ring.
I won't forget how it felt when
There are many more who trying to, you know, fight for the fingers. That's what they call it, the two fingers, and restore the Elden Ring and to become the Elden Lord. You'll hear all about that in the later episodes. So he's a sorcerer, but he also give me like ash of war, glintstone pebbles, and a couple of greatsword, glintstone greatsword spell, that kind of thing. Useless to me, but you know, I am already thinking of doing another build in Elden Ring once I finish this one, my samurai dude. Do another one that is a little bit more magic heavy. Because I mentioned before, like my friend Alex is doing a sorcery build, and the magic that I've seen at the beginning of the game is insane. And obviously you might dominate at the beginning of the game, but at the later half of the game you might struggle if you don't put too much magic in, because you still need defense to tank a couple of attacks. You still need to make sure that your close attack is good as well. But the game definitely offers a lot of sorceries that you can use, and a lot of weapons that you can scale with intelligence as well to make your weapon a lot more lethal. but when you go against a enemy without, well, I should say with magic defense, you are a bit screwed. So I had a good look. I had a good look on this area, so I thought, okay, let's not use bow and arrow for like 50 times to kill an enemy. I rushed in, and then someone blew the horn, and I'm just like, oh shit! Like there's literally like probably 20 of them charging at me. I was like, hell no! So I ran into this cellar, loads of rats. I hate rats in Dark Souls game because they can be just as vicious as the dogs in bloody Dark Souls. This is where I got some, you know, got some good item once again. You know, using this stone sword key, realizing what they do, and yeah, trying to get rid of as much enemy as possible. I'm still not trying to fight them heads on because I know that, okay, my character is a little bit leveled up now, which is good, but I'm still not trying to fight multiple of them just in case. So my fighting technique has definitely changed as well. So getting through the stone sword key room, up a couple of ladders, you see these two knights. So you can see that I pulled out my, I know that I got heavy load. So I pulled out my dagger that does 140 damage. I was trying to backstab this guy, and I fucked it up. My button wasn't being great, so I jump attack. So, but that's all right. That didn't alert them. That didn't aggro any of them. 420 damage. That's half health. Insane. And I think my katana only does like 80 something damage. So just once again using the stairs. Yeah, my katana was doing 56 damage, not even 80. So to have dealt 420 damage in a backstab, that's insane. And to be fair, the dagger's base damage isn't really that high anyway, but so against two knights, I'm trying to, you know, lure one of them to my dojo, and hopefully I can kill one of them, which I did. So I'm feeling confident. Like I got one flask. I'm feeling confident. I got a shield that I can parry, and I think this is where I'm trying to parry. And I'm completely bottling it. And luckily there's a ladder here that I can use to kind of retreat. But now I've got no flask. No flask, ladies and gents. And he's still hovering around, but he's not dropping down. That's bullshit. One of his legs is out. He should have dropped down. Try to use arrow, no success. Like literally this has been like one-on-one on the holdout for like a minute or two, I would say. So this is where I fucked it up. You know, I'm trying to use arrow to kind of cheese him. What I should have done is to get my shield back, my 100% shield, and go into him, because the wooden shield is not 100% defense, physical defense block. So tried again, got kicked, got my ass kicked by the shield spear dude this time. Not great, not great. So try again, and this time I remember my overhead attack. I got my 100% shield, 100% shield, and I triumph. So this is only the sword dude. I still got the spear dude this time. I think I might have failed my critical attack. So he went back to his spawn, to his location. Tried to draw his attention. Oh, I did backstab him. So, I mean, the arrow on the headshot is doing 163 damage. That's not bad at all. So this is where I just cheese him with my arrow. A couple of mighty shots and a normal shot, and that's done deal. So it's pretty good. Sometimes you just need to do what you can, ladies and gents. You need to do what you can. Use all your arsenal, use all your... It's gonna be a cheese, it's gonna be a cheese, but you get to explore this area because you're gonna explore it once and you never come back. Grab all the items and never come back, so... Against this is against 2 enemies. You know, I'm trying to go with the ones that is most aggressive. That didn't kind of work. So keep readjusting so that I can kill one of them, which I did. Use my guard break. That's a recipe of success. You know, use your guard break, lure one of them, kill one of them. Even if you're in a group, then you'll be at least in a better place to deal with a stronger enemy. Get all the weaker ones first. I usually get all the projectile ones first if I see them, especially if they're starting to shoot at me. Being sneaky again. That's why I quite like this, you know, crouch stealth mode. It's pretty good. That knight, I have no idea. I could have waited for it to turn back and then try to use my dagger to stab it. But I just thought, okay, arrow is actually doing good damage. I might as well use my arrow, use my mighty shot. And yeah, it does really good damage. Really good damage. And what I should have done is I should have gone for the manual aim to aim for his head. Because the lock-on will only aim for his body. Unless he moved into his head. Which can sometimes happen. So this is just an extra area. Going back to the big lobby place where all the defense was set up. And this is where I'm just like, okay, I know where I am. I know the areas that I haven't explored yet. So you kind of just walk around, run around and see what's good. That area doesn't look good, so I thought, okay, let's have a look at that area, and you can see that glimpse of yellow bright lights. I'm just like, yes, sight of grace, progress, and that's it. You know, like recognizing all these sights of grace is just so good. By the way, I still haven't unlocked any of those doors. You know, there was a door about... Well, there's a couple of doors that says it's locked from the other side in this castle. And to this day, I don't think I've actually went back to the castle and unlocked them. So it might be a cool little thing to go back to. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. So, a lift took me to a new area that I was not expecting. I was expecting it to maybe a shortcut somewhere. I heard that there's those little bug thing, which is there. So different color stone, different color bugs will give me different thing. So if it's shining red, it gives me Estus. If it's shining blue, it gives me that FP drink. Now that is the smoke of the boss room. So now I know the difference. I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's the boss room. And that's probably is going to be Godric. And it is Godric. Spoiler alert for the next episode. You know, in the latter half of the video, I'm just like, okay, you know, that means I'm pretty much there on the castle. I went around and looked around places that I wanted to look at. So yeah, almost finished with Stormveil Castle. Rushing in was a good idea. Well, not rushing into the front gate, but you know, breaching it through the side door feels like a good idea. And we are where we are now. You know, me getting a lot better going through the castle, more patient, more strategy, more tactics, and actually leveling up my characters as well, getting better at this game in general. So I see all those pots, I'm just like, okay, they're enemy, so if it's enemy and there's item there, I'm gonna fight whoever the enemy is and get the item. And this little pot is funny. It's they're a very cool enemy design. Fucked up, but very cool. So there's a little pot and there's a big pots. The big pots hit hard. Again, just knowing how much health I have, knowing how much FP I have, knowing whether or not I can heal or not. I can't at this rage, so I kind of learned the attack. I did not feel good when it burst out open like that, to be honest. But anyway, you know, knowing what kind of health I have, what kind of attack they have as well, I took it careful, you know. And also just learning new things. I know strong attack will stun these little pots straight away, so that's what I did. And yeah, I don't feel good fighting all these little pots, but sometimes it is what it is, ladies and gents. And don't feel good, but what can you do? There's items there that I want. Give me souls as well. You know, give me 72 souls that I think I can get an arrow from it. Arrow might be 100. No, arrow is definitely like 25 or something. That dude was definitely upset. You don't have to write. Oh, you don't have to write. So coming back to the courtyard, defeated one of the big dude. So searching around, looking for places. Looking into this room, looking into the other room, and what do you know? A painting. Now, I don't know what the painting does. It says examine, so I'm just like, is there some kind of trick? Because in Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3, when you examine the painting, you go into the painting. So I didn't know if it's like a way to transport you into a different area. So this is a description of the painting. You can pause in that section to read the description of it if you really want, and various other inventory things, item crafting more arrows, and all of that good stuff. Utilizing the crafting system quite a lot, actually. A little bit less and less nowadays because I'm very leveled up, but the arrows are still good, like the blood arrow, the poison arrows, and all the other arrows that I can build for it is really good. So these bird does the fire attack, so even though I've got my guard counter, I will take extra damage, but you know, I just thought swinging at it might actually work too, which it did. So going up to this stairs, it basically leads you back to the Gothic boss room. So the Site of Grace with the lift is more or less the shortcut way. But to be honest, you have a Site of Grace right next to the boss room anyway, so it wasn't... I didn't know why there's so many Site of Grace, you know what I mean? I felt like that Site of Grace right next to Gothic shouldn't be there. It just made it too easy for the boss run. For the market one, I understand, because it's supposed to be the first like main boss for a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, I like the idea of, you know, you can retry the boss many times, but sometimes the boss run, not ridiculously long one, can be a bit fun, you know. running around, dodging people and all that stuff, you know. Because sometimes it can really get you out of the rhythm, which is makes it harder for you to kind of concentrate and get that rhythm back. So all of these, if I turn the camera, turn the camera, turn the camera. Come on, Lewis, turn the camera. There's a massive yellow golden branch. There you go. So this is where you get the golden seeds from the game. So the golden seeds will increase the number of flasks you can have. So at the moment I have, if I remember correctly, 4 flasks. So I can use my golden seed to make that 5. To a higher place.
Who do we have here? Tarnished, are you?
Tarnished, are ya?
I am Nefeli Lu, tarnished and warrior, like you. I'm here by decree of my father. How
So we met a couple of Tarnished already, ladies and gents.
This grafting of Godric's ill befits a lord. He's tainted the very winds. If you intend to challenge Godric, I ask you call upon me. The winds run foul with his deeds. I'm certain father would permit me aid the fight.
She's cool.
Apologies.
She's cool.
But I've idled long enough. As fellow
Apologies.
tarnished, we must each follow our own guidance.
So basically she's telling you that you can call on her to fight for you with Gothric in some of the boss battle as well. I haven't encountered her afterwards, but smithing stone, 4 of them, level 1. Basically just telling you need to upgrade your weapon. That's it. That's the sign saying that, hey, you need to upgrade your weapon. So the big dude in the middle, they are the troll enemy, and I never went up against them before, so I don't know how easy or hard it is, but I saw those soldiers. So again, instead of going in head on without knowing what the enemy is, take a chill, take it slow, and just fight the way that you want to fight. And don't go into the trap of fighting to fight how the enemy wants to fight, which is to group you, gang you, and kill you. So this troll enemy is, I think, is a pretty good early game enemy to farm ruins, because they give you about 1,000 souls, and if you have a sword or a weapon that causes you bleed, you can see that they're actually quite easy to bleed after about 6-7 hits. Well, if you continuously hammer it after about 5 or 6 hits, they tend to go down quite easy. So there must be a bleed, yeah, bleed effect there. So now that I know he can bleed fairly easily, because I was trying to, you know, play it cautious because I don't know what attack he does, and this running attack is not very good for him because he hit the wall and it stunned himself. So this is where I just went for the whole combo, stunned him, and make him fall and killed him. So these troll enemy give me about 1,000 ruins, and really good early game enemy to fight. And there you go, guys, that is the end of the episode here, breaching through the Stormveil Castle, achieving a lot, you know, from the beginning of the first 20 minutes, dying a lot to common enemies, dying a lot to traps, dying a lot to bombs and arrows and boss enemy, and then in the latter half of the video you can see that I was a lot more calculated, I was a lot more confident, and this is the story of my Elden Ring. You know, at the beginning of the video, I really hated the game. It's genuine. That's my genuine feeling. I hated the game. It's crap. It's so hard for no reason at all. And then I stuck with it. You know, I didn't leave the game for 10 days or whatever and go back to it. I stuck with it. I instead of blaming the game, I blame myself being crap, and I was rubbish. I was really rubbish. for whatever reason, I was just trying to rush through things and stuff like that. My character is pretty good in this area. I just know that I need to level my character up a little bit, and that's exactly what I did. You know, take it calm, took the calm approach, took a calculated approach, and second half of the video you can see me completely improved and died a lot less. And then when you stop dying, this is where you start enjoying the game. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, and there's more Elden Ring to come. I didn't put down the controller, so there will be more content to come. So if you guys enjoyed this video, click the like button to put a smile on my face. Subscribe to my channel for more things Elden Ring and any other games I play. Stay safe out there, keep calm, and video game. Peace.